There's a bunch of info this week about Elite, including hints at new gameplay content, the release of the Panther Clipper for in-game credits, and a special in-game mystery event. As usual, I've pieced all this info together for you into a single easy-to-digest video, saving you the hassle of tracking this info down yourselves. So yes, that means a new 3311 video for Elite Dangerous. Let's start with the Panther Clipper. The Panther Clipper then is available for in-game credits. This is easily the most anticipated ship in Elite Dangerous history. A lot of people were very excited about the release for this one. Now, it's been on sale for about 3 months for real-world money as a microtransaction, priced at a little over £10 for the standard version and roughly £18 for the upgraded version. Now, very quickly on a side note here, I feel it's very important to talk about these ships in their real-world prices rather than the fake ARX currency. And that's because talking about them in ARX prices tends to obfuscate the real cost, and I don't want to do that. I don't really want to be too much of a part of that. I'd rather you know exactly what these things cost. So after 3 months of being available for real-world cash, the Panther Clipper can now be purchased in-game. Yesterday, Frontier posted the following announcement over on X. After success of the early access Panther Clipper Mark II rollout, Zorgan Peterson are pleased to announce that this ship is now in full production and available widely via shipyards across the galaxy for credits. So that means that the easiest place to find the ship will of course be at Shinrata Desra, but it will also be available in many other locations too. Reportedly, the ship is being sold for around 300 million credits. Fully upgraded, players are stating that the ship exceeds over 1 billion credits to both buy and then fully outfit. Now, the benefit of this ship, of course, is its huge cargo capacity, which is well over 1,000 tons. So if you've been waiting for this ship, now is definitely the time to go pick one up. And if you've got any large cargo hauling plans to do, you're going to be wanting to use the Panther Clipper. And if you're involved in colonization efforts and are building some of your space stations, then this is going to be a big boost for you. Meanwhile, if you're still inclined to do so, the Panther Clipper still remains available on the ARX store for real-world cash. Okay, before we move on, a very quick request here. If you haven't done so already, please do subscribe. Very much appreciated because of course it helps these videos reach a wider audience. Moving on, you want to know about new potential gameplay for Elite Dangerous? This story is potentially very significant to that. It seems quite superficial to start with, but when you factor in that this may be delivering new game content, it's certainly worth listening to, so do stick around. All of this centres on the star system of HIP 87621, which has been having a developing storyline around it. Now, for long-term players, you'll be well aware that from time to time, Frontier create these lore-focused stories that are told via the Galnet website. The website essentially acts as a news feed for the lore of Elite Dangerous, detailing the politics, events, and other news of that world. Now, often these stories tie into community goals, but occasionally the stories also connect into new game content, such as the release of ships or even the addition of new gameplay mechanics. So player speculation here on the HIP 87621 star system is suggesting that this current storyline might just potentially be leading to new gameplay. Specifically, either exobiology updates or maybe some form of new exploration of focused content. But as to be expected, details remain very vague here because of course that is entirely speculative. But that said, you may be wondering why people are even speculating on all of this to start with. And at this point, I do kind of want to point out that I feel the speculation is fairly substantial. I do think there's something to it. So we're going to dive into why this has all come about and why I think it's very likely that something is going to happen from this. To get all of you up to date then on exactly what's going on with the story of HIP 87621 and why it's led to this point, here is a quick recap. It began with the story on Galnet detailing the disappearance of someone known as Terry Tora, and in-game lore says that Terry Tora is a researcher. The story specifically linked the disappearance of Terry to the star system of HIP 87621, which incidentally is permit locked. The permit for this system is not available for players, meaning that this system is 100% locked from entry. No players can get in there whatsoever, there's just no way to do that. Now, shortly after Terry's disappearance, reports of strange and unusual planetary signatures started coming from HIP 87621. In response, trillionaire Zachary Rackham funded a 2-week community goal asking players to scan planets that might contain a similar signature to those mysterious read-ins. In gameplay terms, this led to a community goal where players had to go out and scan rocky and high metal content planets. Meanwhile, Galnet started to report that the pressure from exobiologists was starting to grow over the concerns of Terry Tora's disappearance, and again making the connection back to HIP 87621. Something very strange is going on inside that star system, and it's all being kept very secret. Something mysterious there, something manipulative perhaps, and something potentially dangerous as well. Now, it was later revealed that the so-called October Consortium owned the permit for this star system, and they stated very clearly that they have no intent to open the star system up. As of now, the Brewer Corporation in Elite Dangerous have got involved, and this organisation is famed for massive construction projects. This led to another community goal where players were asked to mine for resources to provide to the Brewer Corporation so they could go out and complete some construction. It's now assumed that Brewer is going to be building a massive infrastructure around HIP 87621 for some undisclosed reason. And then there's the latest story here, which is that a large number of megaships are moving around that area. So that's it, that's the story so far. That's the lore that Frontier have been adding via Galnet, and how they've been connecting it into in-game via 2 different community goals. So for many, it's now no doubt very easy to overlook this story, because essentially this is a pretty basic story in its fundamental aspects. But the fact that the story has been pretty much persistently updated by Frontier does suggest that it is heading somewhere beyond just further community goals and text updates on Galnet. At least that is what I would speculate. The connection to planetary surfaces in this story and even exobiology is pretty clear indeed. Those points have been raised again and again. So yeah, I can certainly understand why some people over on Reddit and elsewhere are speculating that just maybe all of this is connected to the next game update. Let's not forget, after all, that Frontier have stated there is one more game content update coming for 2025, and as yet they haven't revealed exactly what that's going to be. So potentially this is a pretty big hint with what's been going on around HIP 87621. If you have any thoughts and speculation on all this, do let me know in the comment section, because I would be very interested. Now, up next we come to Frontier's Halloween event. This one again appears to be lore-centric and largely text-focused, and it will lead players on a paper trail of mystery. The event is called Macabre and Monsters, and if you want to get involved, head into the game and check your in-game inbox, where you'll find a message there from Will Jessup. The first step will require you to go into the Serigir star system, where you can find a communication beacon near body A1. Scan that beacon to receive the first message and the first clue. Essentially, the first clue will lead you to the second location, where you will find more details on the event. I won't go into any more details than that though, to avoid spoilers. If you're interested in that type of thing, it's going to be worth you jumping into to follow that paper trail and discover it all for yourself. And if you're not interested, then you're probably not going to know about it here anyway. The event itself is live until Monday, the 3rd of November, so it is time limited. That means probably this weekend is going to be the best time to jump in and get involved with that. So that brings us to the end of this video. Thanks for watching this video all the way through. There is another one on the screen right here if you want to check that out. Take care, and I'll catch you next time.